It is 7:30 in the morning. I'm getting ready for work. Just got the kids dropped off at school. Looked up. Looks like it might be a little bit stormy today. That's not good. And I'm going back to my truck. It just started raining, or has been raining. So I'm gonna gather up some of the stuff I need, and we're gonna get to work. Oh, there's the performance machine right there. She goes 0 to 60 in, I'll let you know. Building a little bonfire. There's a little gathering area. Tire swing. That's my sheet metal fire burning pit. That was makeshift. I had to put some of my hose. That's HOSE, not like the Godfather. 2 there. 1 in the yard over here. There's my crinkly hose and my other hose. I gotta wind those back up from where me and the children were fighting with water yesterday. And saddle up the beast. A little bit of rust right there. Good job, Leonard. Way to paint your truck shit. So, guys, I'm back in the shop now. All my drawers were open when I came in here. It's like watching The Sixth Sense. I'm loading up my tray. I don't have any of this spray adhesive in the truck, I don't think, so I'm taking one of mine from my stock over there and putting it in the truck. Got my Viper coil cleaner. I got one more coil to clean out of the apartments today. A lady that was asleep because she works nights, so I decided just to come back. A lab brush, my dustpan I fabricated, and my drain blowout hose. You see, I love my dustpan so much I made a shop pan. A big ass dustpan. So, some of my analog gauges. Took some apart. There's the one I accidentally bought that had centigrade readings. Way to go, dumbass. So I'm gonna take my stuff, my little box, and get out of here. I'm gonna go by that apartment first. Then I have to check out the old Goodman 18 Sears not cooling from 2012. And what else do we got? What else do we have? There's another no cool at a place called King's Grant. It's a subdivision. And then I have to finish up cleaning some coils on those barred units. I've changed all the filters and I cleaned 2 out of the 5 coils, so I gotta clean the other 3 coils, outdoor coils. So try to get all that done today, even with the rain. See if we can go in between the rain. I love you so well. Guys, I'm traveling through downtown Wilmington. The previous clip of me driving very quickly was the 5th Street region on the north side of downtown. Now I'm on the south side near Greenfield Lake, which is a little place I used to go when I was a kid and paddle boat and stuff like that. But I'm heading up near the hospital, the Hanover Regional Medical Center, which is on 17th Street. And I have that old Goodman 18 SEER split heat pump that I installed in 2012. The lady said it's not cooling. That we're got our fingers crossed for a plugged up drain, but you know, if experience has told me anything, it's never the plugged up drain when I want it to be. So we'll see what's going on there. It's out of warranty, labor warranty. So we're out in our Goodman unit and we have an L1. Fancy. An L1. And L1 is low pressure cutout, block out 3 trips. We'll see. Reset the breaker. There's zone panel. One zone is closing. One zone is open. We'll see what happens here in a minute. The other one will be on delay. One thing on these zone boards is there's, I think it says second stage and lockout, which I have it set on second stage. Switching that over, what that means is, if I put it on lockout, it means with one damper open, it will only run first stage. It won't go to second stage, which is what I want. We're just bypassing air anyway, and that could cause a low pressure or a cold coil anyhow. So I'm going to restart the unit now, see how she's running. See if, my best guess is a TXV will be failed. Our unit's running now, first stage. See how we do. We're dropping, but not like a rock like at the TXV was bad. And now we're stationary, of course. We'll let it run for a minute. Well guys, I'm looking at it. We have a C1 here, cooling, you see it down there, cooling stage 1. Everything is looking just fine. We have a suction pressure pretty high because of the indoor temperature. We have a head pressure that is, let's see, right around there at just below 90 degrees. And since we're below 80 degrees, probably 75 back here, it's not too far off from being right on the money, because we do have a high efficiency machine. It's going to run a lower head pressure, large coils. So we should be kicking in the second stage here in a minute. We'll come back when we're doing that. Everything else is working fine. The zone components are working fine. So a little bit at a loss here what's going on. Maybe some sort of nuisance things. We'll let it run for a while to see if there's anything that pops out. I will say this about the Goodman. It is nice to have the outdoor unit codes and the display the way it is. You know, you go all the way down the line here. You have everything from low pressure trip, then you have a 3-trip lockout on low and high pressure. It says which stage it's in, cooling or heating, anti-short cycle timer, test mode, defrost, let you know if there's some problems. And this is with the just standard 24 volt wiring too, so it's kind of nice. I do like that. I don't like having to visit them so often, but I do like the whole code thing. That works pretty good. So the Goodman unit had a low pressure cutout, and the nature of that is it tripped 3 times and locked out, but there was no indication why that it would have done that. It has a run in heat mode, i.e. blaming the heated TXV or something like that, so I'm not sure. I'm going to recheck it for preventive maintenance here shortly anyway. I might put it through the ringer again, see if I can't get it to do something. Circuit boards and things like that are kind of peculiar sometimes, but I really would like to have something a little bit more definitive, but I don't. So I'm going to move on to the next call or eat lunch. One of those two things. I might eat lunch. My call after lunch, I've decided, is that I have to clean the coils on 3 more barred units. I cleaned 2 of them and I changed the filters, and I have 2 more to clean. I swapped the thermostat to a simple comfort stat, programmable, and I got those coils to clean. Then I have a service call. It's going to be right down the street in a neighborhood called Kings Grant, and that service call is, there is a landlord who happens to be in my wife's family that I've worked on this unit before. I don't know if I videotaped it. I cannot remember if I videotaped it or not. Actually, I think I did. There's a defrost board that I changed, the carrier that I turned into a Goodman defrost controller over the winter. It's that same unit. They say it's not cooling. The painters that are in there preparing it for the next tenant say that they have it set down to 65 and it's nowhere near there. Now, typically, if someone sets the unit down to 65, you could be in danger of freezing it if you have a low airflow situation, because it's on the borderline of 65. And think about your delta T, the target suction pressure we were talking about the other day. 65, and then the target suction pressure is 35 less on a standard split system. That would put it at 30 degrees saturation, puts it below freezing already. So we'll see, but the call is that they have it set on 65
65, but it's nowhere near. So it hasn't gotten down to 65. It would have to actually get down close to that temperature to start the freezing process in a natural situation. So we shall see. It's been frozen up before due to the homeowner's negligence. So we'll see if it's just the same case again or something different. The unit is from 1991, so it is 24 years old. It's been around the bend and it's ready to die. But we shall.
Got my 2 hose right there. Got one more strung out through there. Got to get it over here to my barred units up in the sky. Got 3 of them right along this wall. So I'm going to string all those together so I can clean these condensers that I can get on to call number 4.
You were trying to say you're sorry. I was trying to say it too. Just trying to walk the line. That's all we can do. Good woman to me now. I'm a good man to you too. Well, we gotta play this game. It's just something all the people do. We ride high, we ride low, and where we end up, only God knows. We'll be in the clouds, and we'll be in hell. But oh baby, why? 'Cause I love you so well. You say, oh baby, why? Because I love you so well.
Guys, here's our last call for today. As you can see, hold on. Got about 1.5 pounds of R22 in it. We're still below 50 psi on the suction side. The head pressure side, we're over 200, but this is an old 10-seer unit. It's going to run a little bit higher head. To monitor the line temperature. We don't need to break out anything too fancy on this one because it's a leaker. We want to get it in the general ballpark. I'm going to go take a peek at the indoor unit. The outdoor unit's already falling apart at the base, so it's definitely not good. But I don't want to go too far with it. We're just going to get him comfort because someone's moving in. And then I'll hit him up to do a leak search and all that other stuff that he should be doing and let him decide whether or not he wants to do it. I don't know if you can see it in there. 3.5 pounds of refrigerant in. 3.5 pounds of R22. All right. Looks like my kids are going to an Ivy League school. 70 pounds on the suction. Just around 245, 250 on the head. We're still going to shoot for a little bit above that because this is a 10-seer machine. We have 88 degrees outside. So if we're saturation point at our head pressure would be right around, I don't know, 113 or so. And looks like, well, no, we're not too far away from there. We're actually a little bit above that, so never mind. 79 degrees on the suction line. We have saturation of just over 40, it's about 42. So we're looking at about 37 degrees of superheat right now. We're going to bring it down there between about 25 and 30. That's about where we are in my guesstimate. So, gotta do a few repairs on this old bird. She's matched up with a ream air handler, what it looks like from my faraway vantage point at the attic access. Looks like an old ream air handler. Let's see if he wants to do a leak search. I'm not sure that even replace any component on the indoor unit. And if it's the outdoor unit, I mean, good grief, how much work you gotta put in on this thing. But to each his own. About 88 degrees outside today. I'll let it run for a few more minutes, probably put it all the way up to 4 pounds in there is what it looks like, and then we'll be about done.
Well, guys, I thought I was done for today, but alas, I got another call. So this will be call number 5. It's around 2:45, and we're fixing my hair, I guess. I'll make sure I look good for this 90-year-old man. So, no, I'm going to this call, and he thinks he's lost refrigerant. Y'all have seen that 10 Commandments thing from those funny HVAC guys? I don't know their names. But it's like the homeowner 10 Commandments, like clean your house, homeowner. Just needs a little Freon. Just needs a little Freon is my favorite thing because people say that all the time. I think it just needs a little Freon. They can put in some Freon in it. And that one guy is holding 404A and wants him to put it in there. It's priceless. All right, man. We'll use your Freon. It's great. But, unfortunately, this guy's probably right because he is the proud owner of a Goodman unit. So he might be onto something. So we're going to go check it out. See if he needs some freeze on and get on home. Go to dance class with my daughter. I'm not dancing, she is. And come back home and kick up my feet and kick some ass. Guys, I'm up in the attic here and I have a unit that won't bring the house below 77 degrees. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check the split on this unit because the charge don't look too bad. The superheat's a little low. So I'm gonna check the blower capacitor here in a minute. I'll check what blower speed it's on. We'll see if we can improve that. I replaced a blower relay in this unit a couple of years ago, so I would have figured I would have checked the blower speed then, but it might just have been, I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know if I did or not. Guys, I was looking in here, and I was checking around. I changed my blower speed up to high. I repaired a little burnt wire that was on that sequencer. Where'd it go? I don't know where I put it. I have no evidence. Now look back there, and it almost looks like that coil's not in the track.
1, 2, 3. The day is done, the battle is over, and I bid farewell to another setting sun. We're heading back from another long day to give to the small ones all that remains. And the lights go down and the streets come alive with the laughter and love, the fuel for my life. I smile through pain with the help of $1, 'cause the world don't slow whenever you falter. So fight to keep every sister and brother, and in the end, all we have is each other. And the lights go down and the streets come alive with the laughter and the love, the fuel for my life. Don't try, you can't change one damn thing, 'cause you know you're not the guy. No matter how great you become, that don't change, no matter how hard you try. Go down
Well, guys, I'm leaving the job now. A little bit later than I thought. A little bit wetter than I thought. Thunderstorm came up. Thunderstorm came up and got doused a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And now I'm heading home. A little bit later than I thought. It's 4:30. Call number 5 is over. Over. Gotta leave on this little narrow road here. My big truck. Big truck, not good on narrow road. But I'm out of here. So as you can see, what we had is this interesting situation there. Goodman coil was replaced. I noticed the coil was replaced because the 2008 air handler with aluminum coil, and they came with copper coils back then on Goodman. So I knew there was an issue there as far as it leaked during some time period. And it was likely there last time I was here. The split was low, and I remember the split being low. So I set the fan speed down. I didn't notice anything, but this time when I came through, I took a peek back there at the coil, and the coil had a lot, what appeared to be a gap around the back side of it where they slid it in there but didn't catch a track. So I took it out, and boy, was that a bitch. Those of you who watched me there, it was a royal pain in the ass. So I ended up setting the fan up on high speed, and not a whole lot of latent load. It's a guy who sits inside all day. He doesn't cook, he doesn't do anything, he doesn't open the door. So not a whole lot of latent load on the house, so I just jacked the fan speed up to maximum, and we were getting a higher split than we started with the fan on low. So that was a good sign. So we were getting about a 16-degree split once it was all said and done. Our target split would have been around 17. We had about a 56% relative humidity on the return. So we were pretty close to our target split. We were up on high speed. We were going to get the most capacity out of the machine that it would allow us to get at 2.5 tons. So that was a good thing. The temperature was coming down. We started out in the low 80s, and we were down to 77 whenever I got done. So the temperature was coming down. We had this rainstorm up here, which is going to help cool it off for today. And what I did was I asked the guy, I said, hey, why don't you give me a call tomorrow and let me know how it's doing. I don't think we're going to need to adjust the fan anymore, but if we do, for latent purposes, which I don't think we will, there's no latent load hardly at all, besides the infiltration through the doors and windows, which ain't going to be much because the house is pretty new. The newer they are, the tighter they are, therefore you won't get all that infiltration you would get with an older house. So I am done for today. As you see, it's getting dark. Man, down on the river. It did. I must have drove under a cloud, boys. That got real dark real fast. But I'm not too far from home. I'm about 10 miles from my house. Oh, happy day. So I'm going to head on home. And right about the time I get there, I'll be turning around and taking my daughter to dance, which is fine. Because I just sit out in the parking lot and do nothing but call buddies and doze off. So that's just fine by me. And I will see you guys on the next episode. That's a DX chop right there, back. DX chop.